Okay, so here's a view of my backyard from one of my upstairs windows. I wanted to show you the fence that is behind my house, that from this vantage point I can somewhat see what's going on in the other yards. Back behind there is a cul-de-sac, so there's not much traffic, so it's not too difficult to notice something out of the ordinary. Any cars or people coming through, because it's typically just the residents. There is a house beside me. It is a one-story, so it kind of makes it easier for me to see what's going on in their yard than for them to see what's going on in my yard, which is nice. It's off to the side, so directly behind my house there isn't, another window staring right back at mine, so that's pretty nice. Back over there I have my container garden. I have it tucked away because between my garage and my house there is like a peekaboo gate. I didn't really want people to be able to, peek in and see what I have going on back here. Not that, any of my neighbors are bad people, or not that I know of at least. I just like to keep things, some things private. I just want to keep my backyard looking as neutral and uninviting as possible. My plans to bug out have changed. In another video, I had stated that I was looking at some land to buy. The negotiations fell through. Neither the seller or I could agree on what we thought was a reasonable price, so that didn't work out. I took that as a sign to stay put, save my money, and use it to buy supplies. So now that I'm bugging in, it's got me thinking about home security and fortifications. I'll show you some other views that I have. So any suggestions on, fortifications I can do to help secure my home a little better, I would greatly appreciate that. So let me show the other views, and I'll show you my garden also. Okay, here is a view from my upstairs garage storage area. I just wanted to show you that I have an even better view of the yard behind mine. My neighbors actually have a huge yard. As you can see, it goes all the way over there. Works out well to my advantage because since their house is over off to the side like that, nothing is directly behind my house, so I don't have, neighbors staring, directly into my yard all the time. I don't want to show you the houses across the street, but you can see that is a cul-de-sac, like I was saying, which is kind of nice. And I can see what is going on over on the other side as well. Okay, so I wanted to show you my backyard from the ground level. Show you my container garden. Over here. I'm using the white buckets that you get free from the bakeries, the icing buckets mostly, a few Home Depot buckets. Now let me say, I've never gardened before in my life. I know nothing about it. I've just been trying to read up on it, watch videos, try to learn that way, trying to see how this will work out. I didn't want to plant too much, just because I don't really know what I'm doing. This is kind of my trial run. Hopefully I'll have enough time to learn before it's too late, so to speak. So you can see that over there. Now over here, farthest from my house and the garden, I was thinking about putting a compost pile there, but not a normal compost pile. I was thinking actually of the human waste disposal if there was no running water. And I've seen a lot of people talk about using lime and cat litter to help and then burying it, but I don't have the biggest yard and I don't really want, you know, holes filled with human waste all in my backyard. LDSPrepper, which has a good channel, talked a little bit about it, and that kind of got me thinking. So I was thinking of doing a compost toilet. I would feel better about, you know, having to put compost places instead of, you know, lime and cat litter and such. So I was thinking of putting 2 compost tumbler drums over there, so that could be later used for flower gardens. I wouldn't really necessarily feel comfortable using it for a vegetable garden. That's just me. You know, some people may feel differently, but you know, using it for flower gardens to help the bees, then in that way to help the vegetables, I feel comfortable with. Or if I had to, you know, take it out somewhere and dump it, I wouldn't feel as bad dumping compost. So that is just something to think about. It's not really talked about too much, but, you know, it is there, so thanks.